Hey, welcome. Hopefully you guys could see and hear me this time. I've been having a bunch of issues with my camera and my mic. So hopefully we've got this thing worked out where you could see and hear. I'm looking at my audio levels. It looks like it is pretty good. And besides that, let's see. Gonna see if you guys could, there we go. All right, green screen is showing up. It's been some tech issues, so thank you for hanging on with me. I'm like 5 minutes later than I wanted to be, so let me go ahead and get this in. Had a break last week because I was training, so I am back, and we're going to go over the Osha compliance help as much as I can. Gonna take you through a few things that I saw with Osha lately, including what is now the HAZCOM standard. Looks like it's about to change for us. So with the HAZCOM standard changing, that's going to be interesting because now we have the open comment period there. So I'm going to start with that one. And if you have any compliance questions that you need help with, now's your time. So go ahead and send me a little, comment in the comment box. I'm looking at it over here to my right. I have another screen to my left over here that I'm probably going to use for if I need to pull something over to the side. So, and then just look at it on a separate screen. So if you have any kind of help that you need right now, just go ahead and let me know, and I will go ahead and answer that for you. So that is the key. Right now, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into the Osha website, and we're going to start with the announcement that they gave. And this announcement is the one specifically for the HAZCOM. So we'll start out with the HAZCOM one, and then we'll go into some of the other things. I'm going to share my audio just in case. All right, so February 5th, so just a few days ago, 4 days ago, OSHA has come up with this. You can see it if you go to osha.gov. It's right next to the, right now it's probably more prominent on the right side of the screen. You'll see their Twitter feed, and I believe it's the most recent tweet that they have there. So what they're looking for is this one is going to align OSHA standard to the 7th edition of what they effectively call the Purple Book. And the Purple Book is that book that's coming from the UN that actually describes all of the globally harmonized system for labeling chemicals. And then also they're going to probably include a few other things we've been looking for, which would be simple asphyxiants, and then also the other thing are two pyrophoric gases and combustible dust. Those are the three things that were not previously defined that I believe is probably going to be one of the new things that you'll see there. So proposed modification will address issues since implementation of the 2012 standard and improve alignment with other federal agencies and Canada. So in this case, I tell my students all the time, globally harmonized, we're hardly even nationally harmonized because of this, the way you see DOT labeling and the labeling for the administrations that deal with, the administration is pretty much EPA, Food and Drug Administration, and then there's other smaller people that take chemicals that sometimes end up in the workplace. OSHA doesn't have jurisdiction over them, and therefore their labeling would be different. So that's where I'm thinking we're not even nationally harmonized, let alone globally harmonized. But hopefully this revision is going to address that issue right there. So that would be pretty good. So the next thing that we're going to go for, and I think you lost my video feed, so I'm not too sure what happened there. I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to stop my cam real quick, and maybe my video feed will show back up all of a sudden. I'm seeing it here, but I'll stop my screen, and maybe then it would be completely all video. All right. It looks like for some reason it's gone. I'm not too sure why. So therefore, I am not going to worry about that one. You guys are just going to have to follow my voice as I guide you. could use the front camera, but then you'll see another issue. So I'll see what happens there. While I'm doing my tech issues, because I do have some tech issues, you're going to see a bar show up all of a sudden, but that's me. Go ahead and put in the comment box anything that you want me to answer, and I'll be very grateful in doing that, answering any of your questions, helping you out with your ocean compliance needs. And then after that, I am truly going to just call it a day, because I cannot understand why the tech issues are happening to me today. That's why I was even late. So it's black, so it's telling me that, like there's a cap on, which there isn't, because I'm looking at it right now. So anyway, I am going to switch over to sharing my screen one more time, so you don't have to worry about seeing the blackout. And we're going to go into the Osha tab. So as you scroll down here, this is the thing that most people are talking about right now, which is the Osha issues stronger guidance on limiting the spread of COVID-19. That truly right now is going to be a main source of truly everybody is going to try to comply with Osha in this, and it's not a standard yet. So I just want to let you understand it's not a standard yet, but it's probably wording that will lead into a standard. So when you're looking at this, and let's see, right now, there was another, Virginia has a standard, and I believe there's another state plan just came out with an actual standard. So one of the things that you will see here that's really kind of tricky is the face covering section. It says either cloth coverings or surgical masks are simple barriers that help prevent respiratory droplets from nose and mouth from reaching others. Face coverings protect those around you in case you are infected but do not know, so that's asymptomatic, and can also reduce your own exposure to the infections in certain circumstances. Wearing a covering is complementary to not replacement for physical distancing. So that's one of the wordings they have here. And then when you go down a little bit further, and that's just really the wording they have for face coverings. But now if you go down a little bit further in the same standard, so and again, I shouldn't say standard because it's not a standard yet. This is a recommendation. So right here, face covering, simple barrier to help prevent your respiratory droplets or aerosols from reaching others. Not all face coverings are the same. The CDC recommends that face coverings be made of at least 2 layers of a tightly woven, breathable fabric such as cotton, and should not have exhalation valves or vents. So that's what they're calling for a face covering. They go into the main purposes of the face covering. And they say something that's really kind of, it doesn't say it for the workers, but then it says something that basically expands what OSHA is. OSHA's jurisdiction is truly employer-employee. So this one says, many employers have established a COVID-19 program. I can't find it now, but one of the things that they did mention here that hopefully I can find it real quick as I'm scrolling through this was actually requiring when people come into the workplace to wear face coverings. And that one is another consideration that, again, OSHA has no jurisdiction for clients or general public going into a workplace, but it looks like this stance they're taking is where the general public could infect the workers. So OSHA's going towards that angle for protecting the workers. So I don't see the wording here. I can't seem to find it right now, but it's in here in the standard. And it kind of took me particularly off only because of that wording. So I had to kind of figure out what would OSHA's mindset be on that specific wording of making sure that people that are coming in to do business in the workplace will not expose the employer's workers is really what I believe the wording would be. So let's see, face covering, at least 2, no vent. Oh, here we go. We got it. I figured if I scroll down far enough. All right, so here it says, require any other individuals at the workplace, e.g. visitors, customers, non-employees, to wear a face covering unless they are under the age of 2 or are actively consuming food or beverage on site, so meaning a restaurant type setting, so they're actually eating or drinking at that time. So this is saying actively consuming, meaning taking a bite, putting on your mask, taking a drink, putting on your mask. So it kind of struck me the way that OSHA had put this in there, because truly I know OSHA's jurisdiction is employer-employee. However, I'm believing that the purpose of this statement is probably general public can infect the employees. So therefore, this is the employers taking their opportunity to protect the employees by requiring that other people are going to, resident or customers or whoever are going to go ahead and take care of themselves by wearing that mask, and therefore taking care of the employees. So those of you that are coming, you'll see like I can't see me. You might be able to, but for some reason my cam just like stopped working like midway in. So I just want to apologize, but just follow the direction of my voice and you should be able to find the promised land. Any questions that you may have, just go ahead and put it in the chat box for me, and I'm going to do my best to answer those questions for you. And if I can't, then I'll look them up right now. So since I went through the 2 things, first was HASCOM has a change coming up. So if you missed it, I see a few more people coming on now than were on earlier. I'm going to show it to you real quick. You want to go to osha.gov, go to the home page. So I'm going to show you right here. The way I found it easiest was it was the most recent tweet on OSHA's website. And right now there's an open comment period. So if you do feel like you want to comment about this, then here's your chance to go ahead and comment on this story so that you can truly have your voice heard. And that's what OSHA is going to do for you. So open comment period, you're going to go to regulations.gov. And then the deadline is going to be April 19th, 2021. So have your voice heard. If you feel like OSHA needs to hurry up with the standard, they need to think of other considerations or whatever, it's the HASCOM standard. So the other thing I wanted to look at is this is telling me that there's some action that's happening for the regulatory agenda. And I haven't looked at this regulatory agenda for a little while, so I'm going to just go ahead and hit standard instead. And again, if you're just coming on, because I see some more people that just came on, I do not know what happened to my video. It's just like popped out and you're just seeing black over here. So I honestly don't know. So, but let's slip over to the regulatory agenda. Scroll down, regulatory agenda. So this right here is going to be the list of different things that that HASCOM was on there for 4 full years with no action. And like I said, the new administration is going to be very, very, very aggressive with regulation. So I believe right now you're going to see this coming up in the unified agenda. So right now, HASCOM right over here, we're looking at the proposed rule stage. So this just bumped up. So I'm imagining you're going to see a few more things just bump up. Communication for tower safety, lockout, tagout, tree care. Those are some of the things that are all in that proposed rule stage. So even a proposed rule for walking working surface. I'm not too sure what that's going to do, subpart D. So let's check that one out real quick. Receive working surface. It's a format error for table 2. Okay. So that's really all it is. And revises the language requiring stair rail system to make them clearer to reflect OSHA's original intent. All right, so not too bad. I was actually thinking of something big, like they might do a reversal or something similar to that. But I'm going to put this in the chat box for you guys so that you could take a good look at it. And again, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and hit me up right now. But check your chat box. I'm going to paste the regulatory agenda. Keep a good eye on this. If you have anything that hits the regulatory agenda at your facility where you are, you're really going to need to make sure that you stay on top of it for the purposes of planning, for the purposes of making sure that you're going to have the right funding for whatever is coming up down the way. Click on that link on this right bar, that hyperlink, and that'll show you exactly what the rules are going to be when it changes. So hopefully that's going to help you guys out. And let's see, I just want to show one more thing to you. And this one, let's see, it is one of the things that I've got coming up. And truly, I am going to do my best to keep everybody informed with OSHA compliance issues. And my plan is I really want to make sure that I keep you guys in compliance with OSHA stuff, like as soon as I can. So I'm still blacked out. I still don't know why. It's not actually a cover on my cam. My cam just all of a sudden disappeared, and I'm seeing a bright light to showing me my cam's operating. So maybe under playback, it might show up that I am actually being seen. In the comments, if you guys want to let me know if you're seeing me or not, go ahead and put that in. I can't see any likes or thumbs up on this one. I can only see comments. So if you can, go ahead and put that in. But as far as I could see, I am not actually there. So one of the things I am going to share with you is I got an upcoming virtual seminar. So getting you guys ready for the new OSHA. Many of you do not, you may not be aware that the switch from Democrat to, or to say Republican to Democrat, historically means OSHA is going to start doing more compliance enforcement activities. And this has been going on for a very long time, back even into the 70s when OSHA first got started. So now, on top of that, the last 4 years, OSHA hasn't been doing any real enforcement, so therefore, they're going to come back strong. So I do have available now Revealing Secrets to OSHA Compliance, and I'm going to show you the playbook that I use, some of the things I teach you when we do these live streams, but we're going to go even more in depth in a one-day session. So March 6th. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's 1,500 hours, and that's Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead, you can get your tickets. Your tickets are available right now, and we're just going to do a deep dive to make sure that you guys are going to be well aware of secrets to OSHA and how you can make sure you protect your utility from them, or your company or your business or whatever. I say utility first because that's the field I came from. So I'm going to put this in the chat as well. So check the chat box and you'll have that link. All right. Well, absence of any other questions, I'm going to stop my screen sharing over here. And I really, again, do not know why I'm gone blank, but it's okay. I'm still here. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead. I'm going to wrap it up because I don't see any comments at this time. So since I do not see any comments at this time, we're going to wrap this up. And thank you so much for hanging out with me for the 20-ish minutes that we had, roughly. And finally, the link just came up. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to be back on this time on Thursday at noon. Hopefully I'm going to have better reception there, but it's going to be me on the road, so I'm not going to have the same setup as I have now because I just not going to bring my audio and video equipment with me. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Go get them.